All right. Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Empower Room as we embark upon our Black History Month series. And so glad that you all are with us on this afternoon and hope you're having a wonderful afternoon on this Sunday. So let's get ready to do something.
Welcome to the Empower Room for Empowering Moments with your host, Timothy Hughes. Empowering Moments is brought to you by Empower Media LLC, where we empower you, parents, and the entire community with transformative information to move mind and spirit to a higher state of well-being. So welcome to the Empower Room, and let's get started.
All right, again, welcome to the Empower Room, and I'm your host, Rev. Timothy Hughes, MDiv, and we ask that you please like our page, send an emoji, send us a comment, subscribe to our YouTube page, where you'll be able to see when we're going live on YouTube on a regular, and also feel free to go to our website, MPWR'ing.com is our actual website. All right. So again, we thank you for coming on with us. And our motto is to do something. All right. So Empower Media is a social empowerment entity, and we empower community through social and digital media, book publishing, programs, and special engagements. We have over 25 years of experience. And again, our website is MPWRMediaLLC1.com. As you can see, it's a play on words and the word for empower. And it is MPWRMediaLLC1.com. All right. So we are again embarking on Black History Month, and this is our third week up in Black History Month. And as you can see, I've been having various shirts throughout the month as relates to Black History Month, and hopefully you're enjoying what you see on this shirt on this Sunday afternoon. I think it's very appropriate in the current social and political context that we are in at this time. All right. So again, we're so glad to have you with us on today. And we covered three areas: culture, civic concerns, and consciousness. All right. And our topic, our main topic is going to be focusing on my book, which has now been out for at least 3 years. And it shares an experience I had about 10 years ago. So we're going to do a somewhat of a review, share the book more on today. Again, I think it's very, very befitting because this is a heart health month as well. And the book relates to a cardiac experience I had. All right. So before we get to that, from a cultural perspective, I definitely wanted to again lift up the life of Joe Madison, the Black Eagle. I wanted to continue to do that throughout this month. His impact on my life personally was very profound. He was on every Sunday, Monday through Friday, on Sirius, which is on Urban View, which was a show that came on every morning from, I believe, 6 to 9 on Monday through Friday on Sirius. And he had been a awesome social justice humanitarian for our community and had a strong love for humanity, and has done a phenomenal job with what he has done over the years. He has been doing this for quite a few years, and unfortunately, he passed earlier this month. And wanted to lift him up again on today because of his impact on my life personally, and I know for a lot of people as well. In fact, we had a actual radio show in St. Louis when I was there, and he was one of our guests that was on the show. So I'm hoping we'll be able to pull that at some point where we're able to show and share that interview that he was so gracious and humble to come on our radio show in St. Louis called Key to Life Radio Show. So again, we want to extend our condolences to the family. Some of the quotes that really come to mind, I believe it's one that he often shared as related to Dr. Martin Luther King. And one was dealing with the cultural conditioning. And he always said that African Americans have been undervalued, underestimated, and marginalized. And that is kind of like the cultural conditioning that this country has created in regard to the perception and belief of the engagement when it comes to African Americans in America. And that was his fight on a daily basis to dispute or to combat that narrative, if you will. Also, another quote that was really impactful to me that he always stated that the difference between a moment and a movement is sacrifice. The difference between a moment and a movement is sacrifice. So, and he would always relate that to the African American experience as related to the civil rights movement, and what that was truly a movement and not just a moment, because it required people giving up a lot of themselves, sometimes their life, in order for things to change as related to the civil rights movement. And his phrase he would always say on a daily basis is, "What are you going to do about it? You know, what are we going? What are you going to do about it?" So my question is to you, in regard to what's going on in our country at this time, what are you going to do about it? You know, you may not know what you can do about it, but I want to encourage you to know, to think about what are you going to do about it, you know, as we go through 2024 and the political elections that are coming up. We're going to get into on our next topic as we get into the civic concerns. We definitely want to be mindful of that and figure out what we can do to engage that part of what we're about to embark on. All right. So, with that, I want us to be mindful of the importance of voting. All right, we're dealing with two elections here in Texas now, and we have early voting that starts for our primary election on the 20th of this month, this week. And want to encourage everyone to make sure, I know you have to be registered to vote by now to vote. So if you are registered, please make sure that you are voting. All right. I'm a strong proponent of early voting, and I do my very best to get in there within that first week of early voting. The actual voting day is March the 5th. So my goal is to get in there within that first week to vote early. I find that to be very convenient for me. It's usually not as large of a crowd. And I feel, you know, less rushed and that type of thing in regard to being able to do that. So I'm grateful for Texas at least allowing us to do early voting. So look forward to doing that. We did get information in the mail on people to consider voting for, and I'm grateful for that as well. And we'll be studying that information before I go into the polls, so I know who I'm voting for before I vote. There are a number of judges that are up for election, and I want to know who I am voting for, and I hope that you would want to do the same. For those of you all that may be experiencing primary elections coming up, here. And then, of course, we know we have our presidential election coming up in November, November the 5th, 2024. So I want to encourage everyone to please make sure you're registered to vote. I mean, as a state, as Joe Mattis went off in state, what are you going to do about it? You have the power to do something about the current conditions and situations that we're going through right now, because you have the right to vote. You know, and our vote does count. We still live in a democracy, so let's make our vote count. And I guarantee you that you will be surprised what that can do to help to continue to allow us to operate democratically. All right. And in this schedule, I've also put together some items that I thought were kind of important to consider in regard to our presidential selection. Okay. I'm definitely will be supporting President Joe Biden. Yes, I am. Not concerned about his age, not at all. I have much respect for those that have been in public office for the amount of time that he's been in public office, and I feel that he has managed the leadership and the concerns of this country in a civil, productive, balanced way as best he can, given the balance of power that he has. Because he can't make all these decisions by himself. There's a House and a Senate. So with that, he's doing the best that he can, in my opinion, in regard to what he's been able to do. You may ask, well, and then I hear the question, well, he hasn't done anything for Black folks, this, that, and the other, so on and so forth. Well, I have a list of things that you are able to research and find on your own as well. If you go to President Biden's website, you will see these are just few of the things that he's accomplished since he has been in office that you should go and research yourself. There's more detail in regard to each one of these items that you can read upon and find out some things that he has done. There are some things you already know because you've seen it with your own eyes. All right. For example, we have a African-American female vice president, Kamala Harris. All right. That's who he chose to be his running mate. They won the election, and he and she are doing a stellar job in leading our country in these times that we're in right now. All right. Also, he's also elected a Black woman to the Supreme Court. All right. That was a phenomenal move that he did, that was a promise that he made to the African American community, and he's done it. All right, that's another check mark. All right, there's another one. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you take time. So I'm going to leave this up for a minute for you to kind of run through and watch and look at and see, connections and things that he's done. The economy is in a better position than it's been in a long time. The unemployment rate is at a very low rate at this time. There have been there's been an increase in people being able to get health insurance. There's been a reduction in the cost of some prescription drugs that affects our community. So there are a wide variety of things that have taken place. Also, the student loan forgiveness program, he's been able to do what he's been able to do with that. He hasn't gone and done all that he wanted to do with it due to the Republican Party preventing him to doing it. But he has been able to do some things where some people's student loans have been forgiven, and that's a wonderful thing. All right, and that affects all people. And he's in the fight for our democracy, which includes Democrats, Republicans, Independents, all of the United States, not just the left or the right. It's for all people. And has proven to me that he is truly a man of his word, and he's doing the very best that he can to make this to make the United States as good as it possibly can be, given what he's given. So again, you can look at all these different things that have been posted here on this screen in regard to the things that he's accomplished. And if you still say he hasn't done anything for Black folks, do me a favor. Send me a comment on what is it that you want him to do. All right. Please send me a comment on what is it that you want him to do and what have you done to share with his administration what you want him to do. All right. So let's do that. All right. I think we live in that kind of country where we can do that right now. Now, if we choose to do something else, somebody else gets in office, I think it's going to be a different type of party. All right. So this election, definitely the presidential election, all elections, in my opinion, are important that we vote for. But this presidential election is essential, very important that we make sure that we are contributing our vote to this election and securing the democracy that we live in. Because if you have not heard the latest on the things that former president has stated he wanted to do and is talking about doing, and Putin needs to do, and this, that kind of thing. Hey, we don't need that kind of drama. We really don't. All right, we're right now dealing with a civil term, So let's keep that civility going as long as we possibly can. All right, because you see the craziness going around us around the world and other places. So let's be really serious about making sure that we have everything in our power ready to vote for in November for the presidential election. Right? If your primary is coming up later, if you have time to register for your primary elections, please do so. All right, just make sure everything's in order so you're able to vote. All right, all right. So that's the civic concern for today, and then we're going to move on to the main topic of the hour, if you will, and I'm going to make it a little lighter, and I want to deal with the anniversary of In the Blink of an Eye, an Out of This World Experience. This is a book that is my testimony of an experience I had back in 2014. February 14th. So that's why I call it an anniversary, if you will, of In the Blink of an Eye. Although it didn't come out in 2014, it is telling the story of what took place to me in 2014, February 14, 2014, taking my wife out to a concert in St. Louis to the Chaffetz Arena to see Maze. Thank you, Beverly and Maze. Yes, I'm a preacher, and yes, I love R&B. All right. So with that, as we were going into the walking down the street to the arena, I literally had a heart attack, and I just kind of killed over right there on the sidewalk, getting close to the steps where we were to enter. And I want you all to know, I want to thank all those that have purchased the book. We have 5 stars on Amazon. It is available on Amazon.com currently, and want to encourage you to go by there and purchase the book at Amazon.com. You can also purchase the book on our website, MPWR'ing1.com. And in fact, due to the anniversary, for the first person that gives their address on our website, I will send you a signed copy of In the Blink of an Eye in the mail, and hope that you will find the book interesting to you. And I want to thank again all those that have purchased the book. We have a 5-star review on Amazon at this time, and various reviews that we have had thus far have really been better than we could have ever asked for or hoped. And I hope that you will find the book to be just as fulfilling to you as it's been to other folk. So I just wanted to share maybe three things in regard to the book without giving the book away and my entire experience. The book is basically 7 chapters, and they're short chapters. People have read, opened the book, and weren't able to put it down and completed it in one sitting. There are pictures also that are in the book that kind of help to paint the story of what happened to me as I'm telling the story of my experience. And I chose the title "In the Blink of an Eye" because to me, the experience I had was literally that. I had no consciousness of what took place until I woke up in the emergency room. So, with that, there were some things that transpired with me that I'm sharing in the book. All right. So with that, that's the best way I could um, label it as a title for a book. Was literally what happened to me was as quick as a blink. It was quick as a blink. I remember saying to my wife, I stopped and I couldn't move, and all I could get out was my wife's name, Deb. And after that, that was it. But that wasn't it. Okay. So I want you to get the book. It's been a blessing to a lot of folk who have lost loved ones, who are maybe someone maybe dealing with terminal illness, and just those that are curious about, what happens when you die, that type of thing. And I am telling you an experience that I had to the best of my ability, and taking you on a journey on the best of my ability to what happened to me. All right. So that's pretty much how the title of the book, In the Blink of an Eye, came about. Two things I would lift up in regard to that experience is that the omnipresence of God. The omnipresence of God is real. The omnipresence of God is real. Because when I look back at what happened and how it happened and when it happened, I was at home that day when I took the day off from work um, to fill out an application for a position for is what I was doing. But it turned out that it would not uh, send. The application wouldn't send, and I kept pushing and pushing to the point that it made us late for our dinner that we were going to before the concert. And looking back, I see why that happened, because of what happened in regard to my experience and how it turned out that people showed up right at the right time when I needed them. And had that not happened, it's a possibility I wouldn't be standing or sitting here right now talking to you. So the omnipresence of God is amazing uh, when you're faced with situations such as this, and then you look back and you see the hand of God from the beginning of the day to this happened maybe around between 7:30 and 8 p.m. that night on February 14th, 2014. And you see how it was important for him to make sure the timing was just right for when this happened, that folks were there that need to be there to assist. All right. It's still mind blowing for me today. I mean, I'm often in reflection of the experience, even today, and it just blows my mind. It just blows my mind to this day. All right, 10 years later. And one of the final things I would say in regard to my experience and about the book is that this existence that we live in, it's wonderful. Thank God for it. It's mind blowing in itself. If you have been blessed to travel and see the mountains and the ocean, I've been on cruises. Been to Ghana, West Africa twice. Been to Hawaii. Been to pretty much north, south, east, and west. I've been there. I've been in all the states in the United States, but I've been to quite a few of them. And to see the beauty of God's creation is amazing, you know. But even with all of this creation that God has created, this is not it. There's more to life than this. There is an eternal existence for real. All right. So again, I want to encourage you to get my book, In the Blink of an Eye, an Out of This World Experience. It is available on Amazon.com. And also, if you would like, I'm offering a free copy to the first person that provides me their address on our website, which is Empower Media, MPWR Media. LLC1.com, and I'll be more than happy to send you a signed copy, and that will be for the first person that does go ahead and send us their address and a name and address, and we'll get that out to you. And I hope that you find the book enjoyable for your reading, and also that it may inspire you to know that we are not alone, and God is amazing. All right, truly amazing. So I wanted to lift that up to you, and hope that you find the book to be a blessing to you for sure. And we glad to be here. Glad to be here. So we got more things coming in regard to the book soon too. So we'll keep you posted in regard to that. And as we say, our motto is to do something. We want to definitely continue to lift up justice for Quincy McMillan, who was tragically killed in Phoenix, Arizona, as he was working for Lyft, and was shot and killed. And wonderful young man, model citizen, and want to continue to lift up his wife and children and mom and brothers and father and stepfather and the entire family and all his friends as well at this time. And if you are interested in contributing to the reward money that they are wanting to provide for anyone who comes forth with information, I want to encourage you to email Qualisha Jones04@gmail.com is your contact email address if you're interested in contributing to them as they are looking to raise additional funds to provide a reward to those that would come forward with information in regard to what happened to him, and bring witnesses to the forefront, and being able to identify who did this tragic act for sure. So again, hashtag justice for Quincy McMillan. We ask that you will spread that out as well. Put that on your Facebook pages, and let's do what we can to keep his name alive, and keep this family lifted up. And we will continue to do what we can on our end. From what I understand, there's still no real movement in regard to the evidence or trying to identify or have anyone come forward yet. So we want to encourage you to please help us to continue to spread this hashtag, and get in contact with Qualisha Jones04@gmail.com. And I'm sure she would really, really appreciate it very much. All right. All right. So this is the end of empowering moments for today. And we want to thank you all again for joining us on today. Our website is MPWRmedia, LLC1.com. And please check out our presentation page where you can learn more about the various presentations that are available to you. We ask that you will subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. And please subscribe. All right. We thank you so much. And again, don't forget Empowering Media LLC, MPWRmedia, LLC1.com is our website. And In the Blink of an Eye, an Out of This World Experience is the book. We want to encourage you to take part in and go to Amazon or to our website, and guarantee you will be inspired by the book. And again, we thank everyone who has purchased it, and thank you for your reviews. I saw some additional reviews on our Amazon site. So thank you so much for you all's comments on Amazon. And we are 5-star on Amazon. All right. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you all so much. And we pray that you have a blessed rest of the day. And definitely want to keep those in Kansas City in our prayers as well. We're glad that Kansas City was able to win the Super Bowl, but definitely sorry for the loss of life and those that were shot there at the rally. So want to continue to lift them up as well. And, let's get ready to do something. There's a lot for us to do. And as Joe Madison says, what are you going to do about it? All right. So let's make sure we do something about it. And y'all have a good rest of the day. Thanks for being with us on today.
Thank you for joining us in the Empower Room. Hope you have received some impactful information. Please like or leave a comment. See you next week in the Empower Room, brought to you by Empower Media LLC and your host, Rev. Timothy Hughes, aka Rev.T.